Okay, hi. I'm doing another creative video. This video is explaining why are Christians watching tarot. Either why are they watching or how to watch tarot, either or. It depends on which side you're coming from. So if you're a Christian and tarot is new to you and you decided to watch it to try to understand something, maybe this video might help you to maybe navigate a little bit better and to understand what tarot is, at least a little bit. It's not going in detail, so I guess you can listen and see if it makes sense to you. So I'm doing this video to help my subscribers to go up. So I'm doing like interesting topics until I get to 100 subscribers, and then when I get to 100 subscribers, I go back to doing daily readings and or the romantic readings per sign per month, okay? So please like, share, subscribe, and then leave in the comments whether this resonates for you. This one may or may not. You can tell me your experience, but leave in the comments other topics you want me to do videos on, okay? Okay, so the first card is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is in the reverse position, and so a reason why a Christian might watch tarot is because someone betrayed them, and it's like the betrayal runs so deep. Betrayal may not be the right word. Someone might have stolen from you. It could have been your dignity, could have been your person. It just could have been something that made you feel so deeply wounded that you just don't understand. And so as you're doing your own self-help, you ran into tarot, maybe on Facebook, maybe someone told you about it. And so you had a little bit of a nudge to maybe listen a bit, or a title of a tarot video drew you and you decided to listen. And so sometimes that is your spirit, like your intuition, because like you deeply want to find the answer to why that happened, because you want to heal from it. So that may be why a Christian might watch tarot. So the next card is Justice. As I just stated, someone could have betrayed you, someone could have stolen from you, or they could have made you feel disrespected. And it is something that you completely don't understand. And so something drew you to the video that you're watching, or to test tarot to see if it will provide some type of knowledge of what went on and or why. And so this is your spirit trying to heal, because we don't like it when we're hurt and feeling betrayed. It makes us feel kind of messed up and imbalanced. And so like we want to understand what's going on, and sometimes talking to others may not be enough. So if you feel drawn to tarot, I'm not sure if it's a bad thing or a good thing. It depends on who your tarot reader is. But a lot of tarot readers are light workers. And so all they're doing is it's like a card game. So it's like you're shuffling cards and you're basically just picking up the energy of the person who's shuffling the cards. So it is not really spiritual or paranormal in like a divination sense where you're calling up a spirit from the dead or something like that. It's not in that way. It's kind of like a little bit more innocent, like, but you have to kind of be careful because you're not trying to push the book and like cross over into witchcraft or something like that. Tarot is technically called like a cult, but to me, I don't really consider it a cult. If you look at the tarot box, when you buy a pack of tarot cards, it might say playing cards, because technically tarot was a game. So I come from a Christian background, so I don't really feel bad for using tarot. I use it because I've been in messed up relationships, and because of that, like I had to figure out like what is going on, because I'm in relationships with men that don't talk. And it's like I'm thoroughly confused and wanting to break out completely. And so maybe perhaps it may hold my my disinterest, my frustration for a while, and help me to understand what's going on. But ultimately, sometimes some betrayals and some relationships are not worthwhile keeping. So it just may provide you with a sense of I don't know, understanding of what's going on, so you can maybe make better choices in regard to the situation that's bothering you. So the next card that I have for you is the Two of Staffs. And so this card is reversed, and it is about, it's basically about like when you have a partnership and the partner is loyal to you. When the Two of Staffs is upside down, it means that some partnership is probably broken in some way, shape, or form. And so this might be what's going on. Say, for instance, if you are going to work or something, normally that will be your partnership for earning an income. When this card is in the reverse, it's like something that you can no longer rely on, and or a partnership. Like normally you'd want to have a loyal partner, but if the card is in the reverse, what you thought was loyal, what is supposed to be, is maybe not functioning as it's supposed to. It's doing the opposite of what it's supposed to do. So it's like you find yourself in balance because something is out of order and you just don't know why. So the next card is the Page of Swords. And so the Page of Swords it means being more careful of deception. This is what you want to do. You want to not allow deception in your life by paying attention to details and paperwork. Okay. Okay, so the next card is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a card that's talking about a union. So a union can be like in between a couple, like two partners in love and romance. In this case, if a Christian is using tarot for understanding, it's more of like a spiritual union where you're trying to gain wisdom from maybe the tarot reader. So it's like a friendship to a certain degree, or spiritual union where you're trying to seek deeper knowledge to understand what's going on in your situation. So the next card is the Fool. So the Fool card is normally about taking a leap toward what you desire. So if you're a Christian, you probably want understanding. But like I said earlier, you see how the male is at the edge of the cliff, and if he goes backward, he will fall and hurt himself. So just make sure that you don't cross any boundaries or go in the wrong direction. Go toward the safer territory, and just make sure you always stay where there's light. Like, you can feel someone's energy, and if you're listening to a tarot reader and the person seems like they have a bad spirit or they seem like they have bad intentions, that's not something for you to watch. So always just stay around happy, joyous individuals that are giving you good information and being loving and kind. You don't have to go towards something that seems sinister or not trustworthy. So the next card is the Three of Staffs. So the Three of Staffs card is reversed, and it means that basically that tarot is based on the law of attraction. So as I was stating earlier, it's not a matter of like a spirit being called in the room to tell the reader what's going on, although some people may do that. But generally, a regular tarot reader is just playing a card game, and the cards that fall out of the deck are cards that it's the law of attraction. So whatever energy is being, like if you ask a question about something, the answer that comes out is about the energies that are being expressed as the question is being asked, if that makes sense to you. So the next card is the Nine of Swords reversed, and I have to make sure I say it correctly, right? The Nine of Swords reversed. And so this card is a card about after watching the tarot that you were led to watch or drawn to watch, did you finally understand what happened so that you can prevent it from reoccurring? Okay, this is a way to use tarot as a self-help, like to build yourself up. If some situation was tearing you down and you don't know the reason why that happened, it's like you're trying to make sense out of all of the nonsense and just make sure that you feel balanced and you feel better. So the next card is the Chariot. So the Chariot card normally means like moving forward with something. Like, so in this case, when you're watching tarot as a Christian trying to understand what's happening, you're trying to heal and find closure. And, you know, and if you figured out what happened, then you can move on because you learned a lesson from the situation. And it's not like something that you'll always say, that was my fault, I must have done something wrong, when really that wasn't the case. Because sometimes things just, you know, like how they say the rain falls on the just and the unjust. So there are times in our life that are already predestined to have some type of trial, tribulation, trauma, or something like that. And sometimes we can blame ourselves thinking, well, if I hadn't done this, then that wouldn't have occurred. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it's just that things happen and it was already predestined to happen, but you just want to feel better about the situation so it doesn't leave you feeling wounded or something, and then it's not like a trigger point for you. So tarot can be a way of healing yourself. So the next card is not sure what card I was on. I think I was on the Chariot card. So we're on the Chariot. So the next card is the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is a card about feeling bound up and restricted. But that's not the only reason that this card could show up. It could also mean that you need to make some changes to help the situation to not reoccur. And let's look at the next card. So the Two of Coins. The Two of Coins is a card that's showing us that you're probably really busy and you may have too many priorities. And so just be careful of any paperwork that you sign and ask questions if you don't understand the paperwork that you're signing, okay? And like I don't give advice for people to like divorce or do certain things, because this is not legal advice. Like tarot is just a way of understanding the energies of what's going on. So you don't want to make life-changing decisions based on a tarot reading. Like if you're a Christian, you always still pray, read your Bible, and do the things that you need to do for yourself to get understanding of what you need to do. So the next card is the Sun. So the Sun is showing that clarity is returning to your mind. You're feeling good. Your spirit is feeling good. You no longer feel bound up and upset by whatever betrayals or theft situations that go on or went on in your past. And so it's good. Like maybe perhaps you're going out with your friends or, going on vacation, but basically your mind is clear and you're feeling more like yourself. So the next card is the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is basically speaking your truth. So maybe perhaps you learned that your friend betrayed you because they were jealous, Maybe perhaps when you see them again, you maybe don't have to say something smart to them, like to get them upset or something, but maybe perhaps you might, set a boundary or something so that they won't cross that boundary again and try to do that to you again. So it's a way for you to express yourself now that you have understanding. Your expressions now might be more powerful in preventing those things from happening again. And or if you need to talk to a friend or something and maybe come up with a plan for not allowing that situation to reoccur. So the next card is the Eight of Coins. The Eight of Coins is about doing hard work, and basically you're trying to build yourself up so you'll be stronger in the long term. So you may be getting the skill set that you need to be that strong person. So this is a card of growth, like you're investing in yourself and you're hoping that in the long term you'll be stronger and wiser. So the next card is the Ace of Staffs, and this is a card where now you're thinking differently maybe about tarot because you understand it a little bit better. And tarot isn't inherently bad as long as you're not using it to hurt people. Or not to sabotage yourself, of course, either. So the last card is the Six of Cups. And so this card is indicating to us that when you run into that person that caused you hurt or pain, maybe you'll be aware of their tricks and not fall for it again. And that's helping you to grow as a person again, and to put up those boundaries and not allow people to use you or abuse you. So I hope this helps you guys understand either why Christians might look into tarot, or if you're a Christian and you're wondering why you're drawn to tarot, maybe perhaps it might make you feel better that you may not be the only person who's seeking answers. And as long as, like I said, you're not like using it to replace God in your life or something like that, that just don't. If you're a Christian and you don't believe in witchcraft and divination, just don't go there, But for the most part, a lot of people who are reading tarot cards, they are like they probably start reading tarot cards because they were in a situation where they were betrayed also, and they felt upset and they had to seek answers, and so they ended up reading tarot cards. So a lot of times it's regular people just like yourself. And so For the most part, you don't have to be afraid unless they say they're a witch or something like that, or they do voodoo or something to that effect, or if you're feeling their energies, that their energies are negative, then of course your intuition is going to tell you to stay away. Then don't watch, don't listen, and just back away, okay? So anyway, guys, be blessed. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave comments if you want me to do a certain topic, okay? Thank you for listening.